Welcome to Long Arm Wednesday. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. Today we're working on a special project. We actually started it, or actually it was just before one of our 12-hour streams a little while ago. It is the twister tool, and we used it to make this beautiful heart. So I have finished it. I embroidered the lovely little name to the munchkin it's going to right on it. You should be able to see it right there. I did it nice and white so it would be nice and bright. And I'm actually rocking her dad's t-shirt today. He's a streamer to Twitch, and he's got like tools of the trade, and it's one of my favorite shirts. So so we're gonna rock it for the knot bushes today. So here we go. It's actually off the belts, and I've got it on 12 inches or 12 stitches per inch, and I'm using a cloud blue thread. So my goal is I want to leave the black peacock and the very bright green just the way it is. I want to be able to try and stitch down as much, not necessarily as much, but stitch down in the blue zone around this whole project. So hopefully that'll make the heart stand up that much more, right? Okay. So let's see how far Walt's going to go here. Nope, not that far. Okay, we'll start up here. So what I want to first do is I want to be able to bounce from section to section, just tracing the heart as I go around, using the head of Walt. Now here's a section here where you think, well, maybe why are you stopping in the center and not just doing one long bounce? It depends maybe how I'm feeling when I get there. Depends on if it's one bounce or two. Guess we'll just have to find out now, won't we? And then I want to be able to, once I get all the way over to this side, of course I can't get the whole project done on the first roll of the long arm, but that's okay once I get to roll it and work on the other side. I just want to be able to kind of come in here with a little bit of a meander circle with a random heart every now and again to be able just to fill in the rest. Okay, so that's what we're going to work on. And thank you for joining us today. Okay, locking in those stitches, and you can tell I brought my bobbin up to the top so that we don't have any knots. We got the two threads that we need to deal with. And then, like I said, it's off the belts, which means it's very loosey-goosey. I control it. Wherever it's going is my doing. So if I make a mistake, I got to pick it out. And here we go. Okay, so just kind of bounce in, just around. Okay, nothing too complicated, but just kind of want to highlight the heart, right? And hopefully this little munchkin will like her little wall hanging or quilt or whatever she wants to use it for. Oops, got into the green there. Whoa. Okay, now I'm just going to stop for a second there, put my needle down right where I need it to stay for a second, and then just move. Make sure I'm moving and I'm not dragging myself across the front of the quilt. I don't want it to shift at all whatsoever, and I don't want to stretch too much. So you got to be able to shift yourself into a better position to work the rest. All right, and when it comes to big projects, you're shifting yourself a lot. Okay. I think this is where I wanted to make sure I wasn't going too far in regards to bumping the bottom of the bar. And then this is where it comes to just the loop with the meander. Okay. And then you can do a heart. And just fill in all the way around. Just stitch it down. Beautiful little peacock fabric. This lovely little blue batik with some of the golds that I thought was bringing out from the peacock fabric. And you just fill in all the way around the other side, kind of where you started. And depending how densely you want it quilted, you can go really like micro, go a little bit looser than what I'm going right now. I'd say this would be on the medium scale. Not too, there's way more quilted than this, that's for sure. And then we want to make sure we're kind of ending the stitches on like an outside edge when it comes to the filler in the background, okay? Because we can start and stop on the outside edge, and then of course this we can hide as we're bouncing around the quilt, okay? So there. All right, let's pop this in there for a second. Let me roll it, unclamp these here. Let me roll it just a smidgy so we can work on the under part here. Okay. Put our stabilizers on each end, stabilize the fabric from bouncing all over the place. Okay. These guys back over here. These are just clamps with Velcro bits. It's kind of like one section of the Velcro, and they're on the side of the bar is another section of the Velcro. Okay, so I haven't base stitched this at all, which I normally would do to go around it. Okay. So let's do that now. Change the stitches per inch down to about 5. And then we can scoot from edge to edge. There we go. You can see Emma's name now. Now, I will use a way looser base stitch than I do for basting, obviously, than I do for actually stitching. So I say 12 stitches per inch. This is about 5 stitches per inch. And you can see the difference, especially when it comes to the black. So it's just it's a base. If I need to rip it out, it's super easy. Well, I wouldn't say super easy, but you know, they all have their moments. Okay. There, and then up the other side. Oops. That's okay. All right. Now, go here where we left off. We can bounce around again. Let's do some stitches. Put the needle down because the floor is not level here. It will be in the new place. All right, now over to 12 stitches per inch, and then we're just gonna bounce back around, baby. Bouncing. We be bouncing. There's actually another little quilt, little rainbowy quilt that's on the long arm just before this. I shared the backing. It's like some raindrop fabric. I thought it was really cute, and Chris says he likes the rain, so I thought it'd be all right. And I'll be sending them both off. I have another little project too, but I'm trying to figure whether I can get to it before I gotta move. Oop. Get that thread out of the way. Bouncing in and around. All right. right, and now we start back off here. I think I might want to do is leave this last part of coming out to on frame underneath the Emma part to the very, very last. So I'm going to work my way around the quilt and then end off coming out underneath her name. And I'm trying to leave space for me to come backtrack through that zone. That's helping shape the heart. Okay. I want to make sure we are consistent. And one doesn't have like a big gap or something. Okay. Let's go up here just a little bit, frame around her name. All right, there we go. And of course, we're going to end off in our seam allowance where the binding is going to hide it, so nobody will ever see where we stopped or started. So this was a project, like I said, we did it as a twister tool. We did 2 during a 12-hour live stream. They took about 4 hours to do, 3 to 4 hours to do for this little wall hanging. It was a very fun project to do. It was a learning process. This was what I did first to kind of wrap my brain around it, to make sure I understood what we were going to be doing for the 12 hours. I love how it turned out, and hopefully it is well received on the other end. So big hugs, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate you. Leave us a comment if you like. We'll see you on Saturday at 1 p.m. where we're going to start a new adventure. We're going to be making a Christmas tree skirt in a very kind of a neat fashion, maybe a usual fashion, but we're going to end up, you can either leave it straight or you can curve it off if you like. It's totally up to you in the end. So hopefully we'll see you then on our start of our new project and busting your Christmas stash. So take care, everybody. Big hugs to you, and we'll see you real soon.